Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of our Community Access. This week, we visited with Sharon Heskitt. Sharon assists Medicaid through Oakland County Assistant Programs. Then we had another ribbon cutting in Oxford, this one for the apothecary ribbon cutting in Oxford. Then finally, the American Legion Auxiliary had another great packing, all today in our Community Access. Welcome back. Sharon Heskitt. Sharon assists medical through Oakland County Assistant Programs. She helps a lot of folks need help. With this story is our reporter, Terry Stiles. Terry?
Sharon Dickens is a Medicaid patient who has been bounced through the medical system from doctor to doctor, trying to find relief from a life spent on the commode for the past 7 years. Sharon Heskitt, a medical professional, will help Sharon find a solution.
When they took my gallbladder out, which I didn't know they took my gallbladder because they told me all I had was 2 gallstones. Mm-hmm. And then turned around, they told me afterwards they took the bag out so I would never have problems again. And then turned around, then I had back surgery. I mean, back surgery. Then I had my hysterectomy too, and stuff like that. And it just seems like it just kept piling on top of it, more and more. And the diarrhea just kept going. And I've gone to, like Wayne said, about 8 or 9 doctors for different gastroenterologists and stuff like that. And each one, they got to their point where they said they couldn't do no more for me. Then Wayne and I started going to somebody else, and they kept coming to the end and saying there's nothing they can do because they kept giving me all the pills they can do.
Hello, I'm Sharon Heskitt, and I'm here to assist Sharon Dickinson. I am a registered nurse. I also have my doctorate in nursing practice. So in meeting with Sharon, my aim is to be able to help her navigate the system to get the help that she needs. It sounds like she's met with consecutive doctors, and today I'm here to try to get down to what the latest treatment has been for her and to find out how else I can help her. The latest, can you give me briefly what is the latest that you've done or that you've been able to, who have you been able to see?
Dr. Sensory, that's one in Pontiac here, and what was the other one, Wayne?
Dr. Ozzie is our new family doctor.
Yeah, we just started new with him because the one in, I'm not going to give names, but the doctor in Lapeer didn't act like he really cared.
Okay.
He just stood there and said, I don't know what you want me to do for you. Okay.
So your most recent care provider, if I can recap, is Dr. Ozzie.
Right.
And what is the latest, news from him? What is the...
Well, just like Wayne told you, he's kind of wondering about it. That he thinks it might be, like Wayne said, might have done something to one of my nerve damage in my stomach and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because my stomach is constantly sore.
At the most, because she was on that Imodium for probably 4 years, and the Imodium, she's been on it for so long that it's affecting her legs, making her
legs weak, numb and weak.
Okay.
And numb, burning sensation. So we had to get off that. That didn't stop the diarrhea, but it helped somewhat. And there's been other medications that the insurance company refuses to pay for because they say they're too expensive.
So the issues are trying to get the right medication, and then when you're on the right medication, trying to get coverage for insurance. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Okay. So one of the things that when I was initially approached to do this interview, I had recommended a resource called Ask a Nurse through Oakland County Health Department. Have you been able to access that resource?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Because it's like I don't think it's 24 hours, but it is available. And they can also help you navigate with your insurance. They would be the ones that I would really recommend calling, because they can provide further resources for you for insurance. I'm sure of it. So I would like for you to follow up with that. So for anybody that's listening, I'd like to really recommend this service, which, as I said, is called Ask a Nurse. And it's just within the Oakland County Health Department. It is run, obviously, by a nurse. But those nurses, I've interviewed one several years ago, but I know they have extensive knowledge of resources in the community, especially those that are at a disadvantage or those that have been particularly struggling. So ask a nurse, and we will provide that number on the screen. Okay, so the next step after talking to Ask a Nurse, you can let them know that you'd like, I'm sure that I know they have dietitians that are associated with the health department as well. You can find out if there would be a charge for that, or if somebody would be willing to sit down and review your diet. As you probably already know, it knocks off all your electrolytes. If you are,
Yeah.
if you're doing that, it makes you weak. You can't focus. It's
I lose interest.
exactly.
I just lose all the,
The initiative, the I get it, and that's why it's so important. I would really, 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 really encourage you to call that number, because that's what your tax dollars pays for. Okay, the money they take out of your check. We're members of Oakland County. We have access to all those services. And I can relate to this, I understand this, when you're on a limited income, you're going to buy the things that, can be longer shelf life, can, be there, because you just know that's,
what you can afford.
what you can afford. So that is another thing. With the services of a dietitian, I know for a woman that's pregnant, there is a system called WIC. Now, obviously, that's not your situation. It stands for Women, Infants, and Children. And they give you coupons, they give you ways that you can afford the food that you would need would you be pregnant. I know that you're not. The idea is that they are trying in this program now to give women more access to fresh fruits and vegetables versus a lot of the stuff that they've had in the past, which had longer shelf life. So I'm going to recommend that you engage the services of Ask a Nurse first of all, primarily, and let her know. Not so much, you don't have to give her your whole history, but you can say, I've had an issue with chronic diarrhea for the last, I'm going to say 7 years. Okay, I've gone to various doctors. Most recently, this is what I'm on. Okay, I've only been on it for the past 3 weeks. I haven't noticed any difference, but prior to that, I was on Imodium for several years. So she might need to know a little bit of the background. What I'm asking of you is, I need some resources, both the insurance to help me make sure that I can continue getting the services that I need, and also the services of a dietitian to review my diet. So that's what I would recommend. Yes, but we can provide you with the number for Ask a Nurse, and you could go from there. And what I'd like to do is keep in touch with you and find out where this goes. The health department is interested in keeping people healthy, keeping them out of the hospital, really, keeping them healthy in their home. And so I think that would be a great thing for you to do that. I mean, obviously, we could do it for you, but I would like to empower you with those tools and allow you to make those choices and go forward with that information. Now, if you come across a snag, I'm here, but it's more important that I let you take the lead and go from here. No one wants to have the frustration that Sharon's had trying to go through the system and get her healthcare needs met. I highly recommend to all those that are watching, please call Oakland County Health Department, specifically the number that's called Ask a Nurse, and this will be provided for you on the screen. Our tax dollars pay for these services. So if any of you out there are faced with a situation that you are having a difficult time trying to get resolved, please call Ask a Nurse. Our taxpayer dollars pay for that as members of Oakland County. We contribute to the services that Oakland County Health Department provides. So start with Ask a Nurse, and she can be the person that will lead you to the areas that you might need more information on. Thank you very much.
Great story, Terry. Next up, we had another ribbon cutting, this time for the Apothecary and Program 51 South Washington Suite D. With the story is a reporter, Alexis Ware. Alexis?
And Oxford would like to welcome you to our business community, and thank you so much. And this is a sticker for your door.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our community access. Today I am here at a ribbon cutting at Apothecary with the owner and
Sarah Reinout, pharmacy technician.
the pharmacy technician. Guys, can you tell us why, or rather, can you tell us why you decided to establish a business here in Oxford?
We chose this community because it's more open to a mesh of, let's just say, modern day pharmacy and then alternative medicine as well. The community has the need for that.
And did you have another business established elsewhere before this?
Nope. I worked at a larger chain pharmacy, and I felt that I was not able to express my knowledge for alternative medicine, vitamins, supplements at a good free. I don't want to say freely, but I have the tools now.
And walking around here, I see that you have both the prescription medication stuff that you can find at your local pharmacy, and you also have the herbal methods. So what are the benefits for the herbal methods as opposed to over the counter?
Herbal methods, whether it be salves, tinctures, capsule form, I don't want to say they don't have side effects, because they may. They could possibly interact with your medication as well, but the chance is less. Less likely, as long as you do your research by using a pharmacist or physician or something like that.
And that's what the pharmacist is here for. When people come in and they're looking for a herb or a different medicine as an alternative, do you tell them the side effects, if there are any, or the benefits to it?
Yes, that's what we're here for. Yep. She takes a look at their medication and can let them know if it's going to interfere with anything prescription-wise, and can also help maybe recommend something else that might be more natural, depending on what the patient's looking for.
So in terms, you're like a doctor as well. You look at what prescriptions they're taking as well as what they may be interested in and see how they interact with each other?
We're not a doctor, and we can't prescribe. We can counsel on medications that their doctor has given them.
So is it an alternative, like an herb product of what their doctor has given them already?
Some cases it can be, in some cases it could be they are trying to step outside of traditional prescriptions and looking for something more holistic or natural, and that's where we could give them some recommendations possibly.
And can you explain to us what everything else that you offer here besides the medicine? Is it anything else? I saw greeting cards.
Greeting cards, we have CBD oil that is third-party tested, and that we trust that brand to be standard from batch to batch. We offer pet vitamins, supplements. We have horse supplements as well, vitamins. Many lines of vitamins, supplements such as Now, Metagenics, Designs for Health. A lot of homeopathic remedies. And then on the herbal side, we have tinctures and bulk loose herbs for people to make their own salves or what have you. So, yeah.
And now, especially with the animal vitamins, because I, so far, haven't seen any of those products offer here that in the stores I've been in Oxford. So is that another reason why you decided to move here, just offer some additional products that maybe aren't as largely sold?
Yes. And we, especially in this compounding pharmacy, we are really working with veterinarians in the area. So we just want to be a resource. So if they need to prescribe or recommend something, then we can be the go-to.
And do you also recommend certain herbs if it's possible for people's animals as well? Is that something that you do?
That's possible. We actually had somebody coming in looking for dandelion last week for a dog that was having heart issues that they had researched themselves. So sometimes, yep.
And can you explain more in depth your specific job title?
So as a pharmacy technician here, this is my realm. I'm in this lab, and I can compound medications for dogs. If you have a problem animal, we can make it into a treat. We can make it into a solution. Also do hormone replacement for humans in our hazardous drug lab. And pharmacy technician duties out here are counting pills, labeling, running prescriptions, all that.
So this is like any other pharmacy. It's just, it has both benefits, both prescription and herbal. Is there anything else that sets you all apart between a traditional pharmacy and apothecary pharmacy?
Our prescriptions, we do not contract with any insurance companies, so it's only on a cash basis. Most people do not realize that. I want to say maybe 50% of those medications we may be able to offer less than their copay. So it's always good to check. We won't steer you the wrong way. So if it's best to use your insurance, I'm going to tell you to use your insurance. But this just gives people other options. If they need to save money, then they can do so here. Or, we're here for anything.
And again, I would like to touch on this lab again because this is a very cool space that we're standing in. Certain, I guess you would call them instruments on the side of us and in front of us here. Can you explain? You said you can compound different materials for vitamins and different things like that. Can you explain a little more in depth this one specifically that I'm looking at?
That one in front of you is it's a hood. It helps keep all the particles from the chemicals and stuff that we're compounding safe from everybody that's in here working. And inside that is a balance. So that's what actually measures all of our active ingredients and our ingredients, and it's very precise. So it keeps us safe, and it helps us measure. And it actually hooks right to our software, so it's kept right in the computer. So the pharmacist can check all of my measurements that I do here.
All right. And can you explain, or I guess let us know what your hours and your hours are and location?
So we're at 51 South Washington, Suite D, right down from the 5-in-1 Diner. Hours Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 3. Sunday and holidays, we're closed.
And what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Well, we have multiple ways. So we have our phone number, 248-572-6404. We have the Facebook page, which is up to date. And then we have a website, www.apothecaryandcompany.com.
Before we close out this interview, for those who don't know, what does apothecary stand for, or mean rather?
So apothecary is the, I'm going to say old word for pharmacy. So back in like 1800s, even before, that was your standard pharmacy to get your medications at.
Well, you heard it here first. Come visit your local apothecary pharmacy. That doesn't mean that you can only get herbs here. You can get over-the-counter prescriptions as well as herbs. So we're going to speak to a few more people here and see what they have to say about this new business in town. Let's go. So as promised, we're speaking with a few more visitors here. So ladies, what do you think about an apothecary pharmacy being here in town?
I'm very excited about the herbs because there's not too many places that carries herbs. You usually get the herbal supplements. And so it's really nice for me to have a place that carries herbs.
Absolutely.
Like the idea of natural things.
And are you ladies users, obviously, of prescription herbs or prescription over-the-counter medicine?
The herbs and then a lot of the prescription herbs like the turmeric and those kinds of things, yes.
And what do you typically prefer on an everyday basis?
Just a good selection of vitamins that are good for you. The turmeric, vitamin C, those kinds of things.
And especially, I heard something that was pretty cool to me because I had never heard of this before, but selling herbal medications to like animals like dogs and horses? Have you ever used any on any of your animals, if you have animals?
I do not have animals, but I've just been recently studying that myself.
And what do you think about it?
I think it makes sense. I mean, they need medicines too at times, and it might as well be natural.
Absolutely.
Same here. I like to find some good things that would be good for their eyes and stuff as they get older.
So you do have animals?
Yes, I do. We have a little dog, and he's 2 years old, and we lost one that was blind, and you want to find something that will cover that.
In this lab right beside us here, they put it together and they make all sorts of products, and then also they advise you. They can't necessarily prescribe it to you, but they do advise you on where to go and the best prescriptions for your animals or for yourself. So that's pretty cool, I think.
Yes, that sounds like a great service.
Oh, yeah.
It does, because everybody loves their pets.
Okay, Brenda, so you actually own your very own business here in town. Tell us why you decided to come out and support this one.
Well, I'm a member of the chamber, and I know how important it is because I have a small business here to support the other small businesses here. So I try to come to as many ribbon cutting ceremonies as I can. We've all been kind of watching this business through the window, and so when we saw it was opening, you know, I came down here, and it looks like a great business. I love this kind of stuff. I make a lot of my own stuff, and I do the essential oils, so I'm really excited about it. I grow herbs and stuff, so it sounds like a great business, and you know, like I said, we all try to support each other, support local businesses, and support each other is how these small businesses stay in business.
And you're doing more than supporting it by coming to the ribbon cutting. I see that you also purchased something.
Yep, I bought soap for my husband because he has eczema, and I bought a book about herbs. So, yep, and a necklace with one of the stones in it. So very exciting. Yep. So I'll be watching. She says she's going to have classes, so I'll be down in some of the classes, and yeah.
So I think I know what you're going to say here, but what do you think about an apothecary pharmacy being here in town as opposed to your normal everyday pharmacies?
Well, I think it's important to try to find healthier options. Obviously, there's a place for real drugs and medications, but I think whenever possible to try to go with healthier things. I've always tried to at home, and I think it's great that she has both options here. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see different businesses go in town than just restaurants and bars. Not that I don't go to the restaurants and bars, but it's great to see other businesses come here and new places open up and the empty places. So it's exciting.
All right, so that about does it for this ribbon cutting at Apothecary & Co. So we're going to toss it back to Bill at the desk.
Just another great store in Oxford. Next up, Alexis went to the American Legion Auxiliary Post 108 on Drainer Road, Oxford, for another great packing party. Here again is Alexis.
That's right, Bill. I am here at the Legion in Oxford today. Lots of volunteers are putting together care packages for soldiers in Afghanistan and other places. We're going to head inside and see what all they're packing. All right, so we finally decided to come in, and as you can see, Sharon is very busy. We're going to talk to her a little bit while she's preparing some of these packages. Can you tell us why we're here today?
This is just a massive packing that we did one about 6 months ago. No, we did one in June for about 50 boxes. That went to Jordan. This time we got 3 more addresses, so we're going to do 15 to Jordan also. 15 to Afghanistan, okay, I practiced this one in, 15 to Abu Dhabi, and if we have any extra, we have 5 boxes on the end. When we do the poppies on the streets, when you see us asking for donations, that money can only be spent on veterans and soldiers, and this is part of what we do. We also collect yarn because we do lap quilts for the veterans. I do a lot of crocheting. And we also make scarves for Head Start and PPI at Christmas season. We make a big Christmas bag. We have them make a list, and we try to give them something to eat, something to wear, something to play with. And we get a list of their whole family, and that's what we use. We give them scarves and hats and little, the jumpers and whatnot. So we're always asking for contributions of yarn. And our juniors go to the senior homes like Lake Orion and wherever they are. And the nurses usually bring the veterans down into the hallway or into a room. And the girls do their patriotic songs and the flags and pictures and suckers, and they give them the lap quilt. So we just keep making lap quilts.
So it's a lot of good deeds here, and specifically for the yarn, can people come here as well with you and help make those quilts?
We're working on that. I want to get together at least like twice a month maybe, and just have like any kind of craft thing. Any kind of crafts that you do, or recipe books or whatever, we can sit down and do girl talk. No agendas, just sitting down and have fun and enjoy it, and maybe do some crocheting at the same time. And I accept full made lap quilts. It doesn't have to be just yarn, and just about anything. We'll take it and we'll make sure the veterans get it.
As promised, I'm here with one of the volunteers today. Judy, can you tell me what you're doing, what you're preparing?
We are preparing boxes to ship out to the service guys. We do this quite often. And it's all their little snacks and little personal things that they need. And books and cards. But we've been doing this for quite a while, and it's fun to do it with them. And they enjoy it.
How did you get involved?
Well, I've been in this here thing here about 30 years. So I did a lot of boxes.
And what do you typically pack in the boxes? I see specifically today you have some mac and cheese, some Oreo cookies.
Well, you got the cereals, and they'll do toilet papers and wet ones, and they put about everything you need in there, and they do a lot of the shaving creams and stuff for the guys.
And you were telling me before the camera started rolling here that you guys actually go out and do all the shopping. So how do you decipher what's most important for the soldiers?
Well, once you get started, we put a list there to remember.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we pretty much know what we want when we go in there.
What all do you do typically here?
Usually we would do this. We would help the people that are serving our country and stuff. And we write cards for them for like Christmas and stuff. We send them stuff all the time.
Okay, now you mentioned Christmas, and Christmas was a little while ago. So how long have you been coming?
Oh, I've been coming for I think now 5 years. Since I was like 5. My grandma kind of dragged me into it. So.
And clearly you like it, because 5 years is a long time to continue to come back. What's the most fulfilling part to you, do you think?
I just like serving the people. Like, it's fun thinking that you're helping people right now.
How many letters have you written?
I can't even count because I just wrote my name and so many messages.
Do you ever get responses back for anything that you send or the letters that you send?
Yeah, sometimes some veterans will come here and we'll hand out the cards to them and they'll always say thank you and stuff. It's so nice just to help them.
All right, guys, as you can see, there's a lot going on today. A lot of volunteers came out to help all of the soldiers around the world. It's a certain strategy on how to pack this, all under 14 pounds, and they try to stuff as much in the box as they can. So, as you see, that's what I'm trying to do. But as of right now, we're going to toss it back to Bill at the desk.
Well, there you go. Another great job in the Auxiliary Post 108 in Oxford. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. We hope you enjoyed our program. So, for our reporters, Terry Stiles, Alexis Ware, and our photographers, Kyle Snage, Laura Race, and Dan Zweiss, and for our editor, Terry Stiles, I'm Bill Service. We hope to see you again on our Community Access.
Watching OCTV, and I'm Debbie Wren, President of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles, Production Manager at OCTV.
And Terry and I, we want you to start your day off right. Every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., we want you to watch us on Daybreak.
That's right, we'll see you there.